Hello everyone and welcome to episode 106 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel, as it is Pride FC Worldwide 19. Overeem versus Rothwell, what a main event. You got two big time heavyweights battling it out, and there's going to be a couple of great main events here coming up. You see the no, that's not Vanderlei Silva, that's Anderson Silva. I'm about to say, I was like, I don't think we've even done Vanderlei and Chuck yet. It's Anderson Silva, Chuck Liddell 2, for I presume Bushido 8, also Fry and Lesnar, just for the sheer awesomeness of that. And the girl power main event, which at the top of my head, I think that's welterweight title fight is the main event of that one. So I wanna say, let's take a look real quick. Yeah, it was Damian Maya and Luis Santos. That's what I thought. I was thinking it was on that card. So yeah, we got a couple of great main events coming up. Great sign for Pride FC here, as we are obviously rolling right on through. We got over $100 million. I don't know what else to invest in. We've got everything that we possibly can as far as money wise, and as far as like improvements. Like, we've done everything we can. I guess I can give the fighters even more money. I think that's a fair assessment. Maybe after 2008, we'll bump it up to where each of the bonuses are like 200K. That might be an idea. As for the mail here, I got good pieces of mail. I got 26 pieces, as CB Dalloway left Elite Performance. Randy Couture retired, finally. I was waiting, because he retired at 45. He was 14-10, which is, I'm trying to think, as far as he definitely had a better record in real life, but it's just crazy that he got Rookie of the Year, but he never held any belts or anything. He was at one time the #1 heavyweight in the world. Just interesting, that old Captain America there in Randy Couture couldn't get a heavyweight title win. Not even once. Not in the UFC or in Pride FC here, or even rings for that matter. As Jason Von Flue extended him, we extended Satoku Shinashi, as we signed Karina Dam, who I believe will be at or no, she won't be. She just lost to Tara LaRosa, who Tara LaRosa, unfortunately, is not able to be in that tournament. But you have like the second bantamweight in the world, and Tara LaRosa is the first bantamweight in the world. Unfortunately, not going to be a part of that tournament, which sucks, but I still think there's going to be enough girls that it's going to be very interesting. Basically, the idea is we're going to have Tara LaRosa be the first challenger. That's the plan. As Cain Velasquez has left Hit Squad and joined Team Wildman Valetudo. As we extended Greg Wickens, Scott Smith still wanting to fight Lee Murray. We signed Mike Russell, one of the few UFC guys left. I'm wanting to poach. Just got Gan McGee left, and that's all. As far as UFC guys left, I'm wanting to poach. 15-5. He's actually not even ranked. Oh, no, he is ranked. I was going to say he's 5th ranked heavyweight in the world. I was like, he's got to be ranked. I don't think he's ranked yet because he's signed so soon, but obviously once we run this show, he'll probably be ranked. Hopefully, in the top 5. It'd be pretty strange if he isn't. As we extended Tony Ferguson and Kiichi Kunamoto. And they've been wanting this fight for a long time. We're finally going to make it happen. Lozon and Nate Diaz. That's going to be at Pride FC Worldwide 21. It's going to be on the opener, actually, of that TV taping. Because that fight's going to be pretty awesome. That's two great kids that, at this point, they're in their low 20s. But obviously, they turned into some of the best lightweights ever. As far as fight-wise, just as far as Fire of the Night bonuses and whatnot. They were definitely, I think Lozon was in the top 5. I don't think he is anymore as far as fight bonuses, but he was at one point. As we extended Fabrizio Verdum, Gerard Mousasi, Mac Danzig left Team Quest and joined Team Link, which another Team Link joining, and Gleison Dival, just funny since they just fought each other, as he left Lions Den. Jorge Masvidal extended his deal. Fedor's left Team Vistian. Not sure where exactly he's going to go to next. I'm assuming Red Devil Sport, because he really can't go anywhere else being in Russia, but yeah, after the loss against Pedro Hezzo, I can understand that for sure. Spencer Fisher, we re-signed him, but he's in rings again, because he's 9-7. He just lost to Frank Yeager after he beat him the first time, which was a good fight, though, at least. But obviously, he's not going to be around for a while, unless he somehow miraculously gets a win. So, the man who is the leader of Team Vistian, Makali Vistian, as he 33-8-1, no contest. He's been in rings since 2002. Probably waited a little too long for him to not come up, but just every time it was just hard to gauge, because you see a lot of these names, they're not huge names, he beat Sean O'Hare, Carlos Barreto, Sugiura twice, like guys that were kind of bums. So it's just tough. Like he lost to Couture, but he's had like good and great fights throughout his career. He's won usually by armbar is the way to go with him. But it's another body in there, and he's the leader of Team Avistian. Like it just makes sense with a record like that. He's still 34. We'll see how he does. I'm not expecting a whole lot, to be honest, from him, but we'll see. He's going to really get put to the test. And we also signed Brett Rogers, who should be down in rings. No, he's not. Oh, that's right. He is 6-1, so maybe he's not. Brett Rogers, another guy added to the heavyweight division, is on the way hit negotiation. Hasn't really, he beat Marcus Jones and fucking Bob Schreiber at Strikeforce, and they've all been good to great fights. Pretty exciting guy, Brett Rogers, so we'll see. We shall see. Sergey Krutnov has joined Team Avistian, and then Ben Saunders has left Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. But yeah, that's the mail, and we'll run the show here. As, we see Alistair Overeem, Ben Rothwell, of course, the main. Sean Pearson and Dennis Hallman as the co-main. That's a really good fight for Sean Pearson, though, if he can beat a former welterweight champion. Alex Stiebling and Leopoldo Cerro, which that could have been either on this card or the Brazilian Bushido card, to be honest. But, I figured it could have used the little bump here. Jens Pulver and Charles Bennett. That's a fun fight, as obviously two kind of heavy hitters in the lightweight division. And then Carl Uno and Pat Healy, which is not so great fight. Maybe, at least on paper, I don't think it's going to be that crazy, but I threw it on there just to kind of see what would happen. Just to kind of give Carl Uno a win, really. And then Tim Kennedy and Keith Jardine, which pretty interesting fight. Depends on if Jardine can stand up, or at least not stand up with Tim Kennedy. Obviously, Tim Kennedy's looking to just take him down over a bunch of times throughout the rounds. If he can have great defense on the takedowns, he should be in there. Should be in there, and should be a pretty easy fight for him. But that's easier said than done. We also have Pete Sell and Josh Koscheck in the prelims, as well as Jesse Forbes and Rumble Johnson back from, we had him in the welterweight when we signed him, and obviously, Rumble Johnson, he's, in real life, it didn't work out, so I was just like, let's just put him up here in the 205 weight class and see what he can do, because obviously that was his bread and butter, and I think he's going to dominate. Maybe, though. That middleweight division's stacked, though. It's tough. It's tough out here. It's Alistair, the Demolition Man, Overeem versus Big Ben Rothwell. You got two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, as Overeem's ranked 18th and Rothwell's ranked 21st. Rothwell has finished 4 of his last 5 opponents. Both fighters are main eventing for the second time in Pride FC. Overeem's finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Rothwell trains at Hoof Sports, which Overeem has over a record of 1-0 against other Kermit team. First time they fought. Big Ben's going to have the civic weight advantage, but it looks like it's not going to matter. The Blurcast staff picks have it 4-3 with Overeem with the slight advantage. It's a tough fight to judge. Obviously, Alistair Overeem has the advantage as far as standing, but Rothwell's not, he's not a slouch, though, standing. He's a big guy like that. He can muscle you up against the ropes, and he can give you a lot of problems. But obviously, Rothwell's kind of biggest strength was getting that guillotine off a double leg takedown attempt, which I don't think Overeem's going to try to do. This is a pretty interesting fight, though. I really love this fight on paper. Alistair Overeem, of course, coming down after losing to Sergey at Shockwave. So it's been a while. He got knocked out by Sergey to end out the year last year. He's waited a long time, but he also had a pretty crazy fight schedule, having 4 fights in 06 and 2 in 07. So probably nice for his body to recover from all those crazy-ass fights. But you see the names, though. He's fought pretty much the best, maybe besides Big Nog and Krokop. As far as the heavyweight division, he's beaten Pete Williams. He's beaten High School Igor. He's beaten... Really, that's about it as far as big-time names. But he's faced a lot of big-time names. I guess he has beaten Tim Sylvia. That is a pretty big win. Knocked him out in the second. But he's beaten Kazuka Vegeta. He's beaten Mark Kerr. Ogawa. He also lost to Kazuka Vegeta before, in his debut. Vegeta's record's crazy. Because he's beaten guys like Krokop. And he's beaten guys like Alistair Overeem, but he's also has lost to some bums as well. It's just quite the balance. This should be, a pretty good fight, though, obviously, with Overeem being involved. And Rothwell being 12-5, 6-3, just beat Josh Barnett. This is, you see there with Arlovsky and Fedor with those back-to-back guillotine chokes. He TKO'd Josh Barnett, though. So, really, he does have the ability to knock somebody out. He knocked out Vegeta at Final Conflict 2004. Should be pretty... It's kind of crazy to do that. He lost to Rafael Carino Carino just kind of fell off the face of the earth. When after that, really, it's just wild how that works sometimes. But that heavyweight division, it's anybody's got a puncher's chance in that division. Tough to gauge, but I'll go with Overeem. Sean the Punisher Pearson versus Superman Des Hallman. They have fought once before, back at the Total Elimination 2004, the welterweight Grand Prix, which Hallman won by submission. And it looks like he's going to win again here, according to Blurcast staff picks. But I'm not getting out the Punisher, though. I mean, Sean Pearson, he has really flown up that division. He's won four of his last five fights by decision. He's 17-4, 6-3, won 4 straight. Are they the biggest names? Not really, but he's beaten guys like Diego Sanchez, Jake Shields, Mike Pyle, both the Cerro brothers, Harshberger, which Harshberger's kind of shit in the in Pride of Sea right now, but he's also beaten guys like Joe Scarlo, Mike Quick Swick. But shout out Mike Quick Swick. Hopefully he can win in his battle against cancer. That was a gut punch there. That fucking sucked seeing that, but hopefully everything goes okay with him. But I mean, here's a guy who was when we signed him, 11-1, and he's 17-4 now. So that's a pretty great record. This is definitely a future title shot opportunity if he can beat Superman Dennis Hallman here tonight. It's a big time opportunity for him. As the Brazilian killer Alex Stiebling versus Leopoldo Cerro. Cerro submits all of his last 5 opponents, which is pretty crazy. Both are world-ranked light heavyweights, as Stiebling's ranked 7th. Leopoldo Cerro is ranked 20th. Cerro trains a Brazilian top team, which Stiebling has a record of 0-1 against other members of that team. Stiebling's won 3 of his last 5. First time they fought, he's got the Blurcast staff picks, 5-2. It's tough, though. Leopoldo Cerro, he won in his debut against Rich Franklin, which he won rear naked choke in 3rd. Pretty exciting fight, though. I thought so. He's got, since 2004, November 2004, really, besides, February of 2002, he's had, decent to good to great to fantastic fights. So, this, on paper, seems to be like it's going to be a really great fight. Stiebling can bring it, too. 4-6, though. It's crazy. He's got a losing record. He started off just kind of inconsistent, lost to Vanderlei after running through people in rings. Then lost to Shamrock. Beat Jeremy Horn. Lost to Merlio and Ron Faircloth, which, then again, those losses, I mean, he's lost to 4 different middleweight champions. That's crazy. And then Faircloth twice. So, and he's beaten the former one in Chuck Liddell and a Savage and Nate Marcotte. So that's just, he's had a tough draw, really. But he has only been finished 1 time, though. And that's another thing that's kind of crazy. You see those guys, you got some heavy hitters. Vanderlei's in there. Merlio's in there. Even Merlio can, finish you with a submission. Faircloth, we've seen it a lot of times. He's finished people off of submissions, but only one guy, Anderson Silva. And that's just impressive nonetheless, though, with Alex Stiebling. I think he's going to get the win here, though. Signed the Blurcast staff picks. As Jins Little Evil Pulver versus Crazy Horse Charles Bennett. What a fun fight, though. Jins Pulver kind of got screwed out of his last fight thanks to breaking his own hand. We'll see what happens here against Charles Bennett. Bennett has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents, as Pulver is the 11th ranked lightweight in Pride of Sea. Charles Bennett is ranked 24th. As far as Jins Pulver goes, 1-3 though in Pride of Sea against Gleison Debow. That was tough. And then Joe Hurley lost by split decision. That was, I think, was the broken hand fight. Now, because I'm pretty sure this one wasn't against Gleison Debow. Maybe it was, though. Goes towards the Joe Hurley fight. And then he lost to Toby Amada, too, which was tough. But as a whole, he just needs to get going. He beat, Gil Melendez, though, in his debut. So I think he definitely has that talent. But then again, that was back when it was the 2 rounds. So, bit of an advantage there as far as that goes. We'll see what happens in this one. Because, both guys could really use a win. Both guys have a bit of a stand-up background. Charles Bennett, 13-12. Just lost to Tetsuji Kato. Not great as far as he's only beaten Calavante. But he's also beaten Dwayne Ludwig in the past. As far as he's faced BJ Penn. He's faced Gil Melendez, Josh Thompson. He's beaten Gleison Debow, too, which is pretty cool. Faced Dean Thomas. All those were losses. Also lost to Ramiro Sato. By a twister, though. The fucking twister's awesome. Fun fight, though. I think that should be a really fun fight. Then Carl Uno versus Pat Bam Bam Healy. Pat's got the reach advantage, and that's definitely going to play into a factor as far as his Blurcat stat picks. Because Carl Uno, not been the best of runs for this man. 3-5 in Pride FC, 20-10-2. Just lost to Ramiro Sato by rear naked choke. He's beaten Leonardo Santos and Tetsuya Kawajiri. He's beaten Josh Thompson in the past, which is crazy because they definitely wouldn't beat him now. I mean, I think it's just kind of he's out of his prime, maybe, or he just couldn't really get anything going after losing 4 straight in Pride FC. But he's still around, though. Still around. Hasn't had too many great fights. He's had a couple, though, against like Josh Thompson and Takanori Gomi and Wanda Baraga. Pat Healy, on the other hand, he is coming on a 3-fight losing streak. Not good. You know, he's only won 1 fight out of his 6 in the company. Not great. Not great at all. You know, he's just been on the verge of getting down the rings, and this is definitely make or break time. He's been on the past couple of worldwides, at least, 16, 13, and 8. In a division like the lightweight division where there's so many young killers coming up now, and he's still 25, which is crazy, but it's just, I don't think it's gonna happen here in Pride FC, at least not this first run, maybe second time around, but then again, he's got the 5-inch reach advantage, he's got the Blurcat staff picks, maybe he'll survive yet again, and keep his job. It's Tim Kennedy taking on the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine. They have fought once before, back in American Bushido 10, in 2006, which Tim Kennedy won by split decision. Of course, that was back when there was the 2 rounds, not the 3. So I figured this was a great rematch to have, as Tim Kennedy has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. It looks like he's got the Blurcat staff picks, but one guy, and Sam S. And yeah, I mean, I love Jardine. It's going to be a tough fight for him, though, as Tim Kennedy. Tough as hell. Tough as hell is Tim Kennedy. 13-4. Is a great judokan, is a great wrestler. He can really do it all. He's just an all-around great grappler. That's a tough guy to stop. And Jardine, of course, always has that puncher's chance. There for a while, it was looked like he was going to go on a run. Then got taken out by Sabral. Then he lost to Tim Kennedy to split decision. Got knocked out by Rampage. And looked like he was going to get it back, though, after beating Benji Rash. And shockingly got knocked out in the first minute of his fight against Melvin Manhoef. He just beat Krzysztof Szynski, though, in a pretty great fight. You know, he's going to bring it. And him and Tim Kennedy had a decent fight last time, I think, with the kind of bad rounds. Also, that loss to Ronaldo Sabral was also by split decision back when there was only 2 rounds. So, would love to run that back. Potentially, that could be what's setting up for Keith Jardine if he does beat Tim Kennedy tonight. As then we're on to the prelims now. It's Pete Sell, Josh Koscheck as Drago, and Koscheck, you know, we got some tough alumnus, and yeah, obviously different seasons. You know, Pete Sell, 2 for 5 on the Blurcat staff picks. The underdog going in. Obviously, Josh is a tough-ass wrestler. Hasn't really gone his way, though, at least in Pride FC. Pete Sell's won 3 of his last 5 as Sell trains the team Sakurada, and Josh has a record of 0-1 against other members of that team. As Koscheck is 7-4, 0-2 in Pride FC, losing to Mike Pyle and Jake Shields, which those are 2 really great guys. I'm surprised, you know, again, how great of fights he's had. Really hasn't had a bad fight at all, which is crazy for his style. He's 30 years old. Definitely coming towards like the end of his career, which is weird because obviously he's only not had so many fights. But I just with that in that welterweight division, it's so tough. And Pete Sell, if he loses to Pete Sell here, I mean Pete Sell's younger than him. He hasn't beaten as big of names as him because he's lost to guys like Nick Diaz and Jay Heron, but he's beaten Chad Saunders at least. It's going to be an interesting one because they both, you know, we got a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy and we also have a wrestler, so it's mostly going to be ground-based. Pete Sell, though, does at least have some type of stand-up ability, so maybe Pete Sell will try to keep it standing, but I doubt it. I think Josh is going to go full steam ahead and try to take him down. And Jesse Forbes taking on Anthony Rumble Johnson, as Rumble Johnson got a significant weight advantage. Crazy that he was fighting as a welterweight, and here he is at 205, and it's like, oh yeah, now he's got a significant weight advantage. He's going to destroy Jesse Forbes here. I mean, this is a lamb getting fed to the slaughter is what this should be. We'll see if he can crush the tomato can that is Jesse Forbes. It's just funny because Forbes is super talented. Super young, pretty tall for a middleweight, 6'2". Obviously a wrestler-based guy, and lost to Chris Lieben. That doesn't have bad fights though, so that's always the exciting part of being a tomato can. If you're at least going to be in there, at least have some exciting fights. And I think that's what's going to happen here against Rumble Johnson. Maybe he'll shock the world though. We'll see. I think the betting lines are like, from what I remember, I think they're in the 300. Yeah, it was minus 330 as Anthony Rumble Johnson 3-2, as Jesse Forbes 4-2. Wrestling kickboxing style from Anthony Johnson, of course, wrestler for Jesse Forbes. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be crazy for Rumble Johnson. This is really his start, not that welterweight fight that he started in. Now, this is his real start, as Mario Yamasaki's the referee, ringside judges, even though they weighed in the same, just Rumble Johnson's clearly got a significant weight advantage now. They touch gloves, they meet in the center. There's Forbes, look at that, slipping past the right hook and attacks with a quick right jab and a big left hand that just misses. They stand straight in the center of the ring. Neither fighter gives or takes any real damage. Again, tentative. I did not see that coming. At least there's Johnson trying to throw a jab in, but has his doesn't connect to that left jab and has the right hand absorbed on the gloves. Forbes missing the right jab, has his left hook blocked. Come together and strike, and oh boy. Forbes missing the left cross. Here comes the counter and the vicious right cross. Yeah, and he knocks him out cold. Anthony Rumble Johnson, and there's his notice to the middleweight division. Do not stand with that man. He will get knocked the fuck out. It will be bad. As giving thanks, Anthony Johnson praises his team at Gracie Barra Combat Team. As he's very responsive to all the fans who are going to support him. He asked about the finish. Anthony Johnson agrees that his punching power is a dangerous weapon in his arsenal and puts down to natural ability allied with good training. Yeah, he's going to fucking destroy people. As Pete Drago taking on Josh Koscheck. 7-4 is Josh Koscheck. 9-5 Pete Zell. We got Bayshore, New York. Fresno, California. Completely different sides of the U.S. now fighting on a completely different side of the world. Here in Japan, pretty close though on the betting lines. Josh has the advantage, minus 180 to plus 140. No team though for Josh, which is probably going to be a disadvantage. But with Pete being kind of based in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but we'll see. We shall see. And Mario Saki's back out there as ringside judges, and here we go. When they touch gloves, there's a left jab, and Josh avoids the big right, as Josh is able to grab him now. Yeah, here we go. As he's trying to smother him, does a great job of reversing it. And looking for the sweep. Wow, he's got him. Excellent outside leg trip. And he's got the back. Oh, boy. Looking for that rear naked choke. Probably not going to happen unless he gets his hooks in. Oh, boy, he's got the body triangle. Well, he's looking for the ground and pound. Never mind. He's pounds away, struggling to deal with him as Josh. Now looking for that rear naked choke with that tight body triangle. That's all she wrote. Pete Drago said, fuck you. That was tremendous. Getting up against the ropes, I thought it was going to be a long night for Pete Zell. Turned it around, got the trip, took the back, got the body triangle, and that's all she wrote for Josh Koscheck. And that is 3 straight losses for Josh. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I am always in favor of the wrestler getting destroyed, especially with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. That's always I feel like that's a good one. That's one for the good guys, is what those wins are. As we get out of the prelims. That was pretty fast. That was giving thanks. Pete Zell praises his team at Team Sakahara. He's very responsive to all the fans who came out to support him. On to the main card, our opener, Team Tim Kennedy and the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine. 13-4, 13-5, pretty close on records. Minus 250 for Tim, plus 190 for Jardine. American Tap Team, a.k.a. So we got the battle of the American teams. San Luis Obispo, California, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jardine the taller. We'll see if that plays into a factor. Technical moves are referee, ringside judges. Here we go. It begins. They touch gloves. Jardine connects with a jab but misses the big right hand. And still looking to unleash some strikes. There's 2 left hands from Jardine, but Kennedy dodges the leg kick. Jardine again throwing some shots there. Some small strikes and some kicks to the body, but Tim Kennedy defends them well. There's a jab and nothing on the big right, and there's Kennedy's able to grab him. Oh, but there's a rib-crunching body kick, though, after the left hand. Holy shit! He fucking nailed it. Wow, as Kennedy collapsed to the ground, that shot has ended the fight. What a body kick from Keith Jardine. Holy shit, didn't see that one coming. That's 14-5 for Jardine, 13-5 for Tim Kennedy. What a win in the rematch there for Jardine. He says we're not going to go the distance. As I mean, the longest fight so far has been 3 minutes. Jardine gives his praises team at American Kickboxing Academy. Is very responsive. All the fans come to point. Yeah, definitely helped him out there. That sick body kick that dropped him. As Carl Uno taking on Pat Bam Bam Healy, 20-10-2, 16-6. See if the Japanese native can get the big win here on the TV taping. Judo background for Carl Uno, wrestling background for Pat Healy. Both guys desperately need a win. They are pretty close to the bag lines though. Minus 190 for Pat Healy, plus 150 for Carl Uno. Of course, the Kata Dojo for Carl Uno. No team for Pat Healy. That might cost him. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Pat Healy, being the size that he is, you feel like he'd have an advantage against a lot of guys, but I think just the speed plays into a factor. But that reach, of course. He's got the 5-inch reach in this fight. As Deki Nugumo again is our referee, ringside judges. Uno gets a good reaction from the fans. He enters the arena, and there's the opening bell. Uno attacks with strikes. There's 2 kind of left hands from Pat Healy. There's 3 punches. Healy defends them all successfully. That's a good job by Pat. As there's 2 left hands on the counter. Good job there. As he can't connect with the sub-strikes. There's a high right head kick to the side of the head, though, from Carl Uno. I cannot believe that did not even phase him. As walking down Healy, there's 2 counter jabs again. There's a jab, but Healy avoids the big right. There's a jab and another vicious right hand that misses. Healy gets a hold of him, trying to push him against the ropes. He does so. Trying to just nullify the dirty boxing here. But trying to go for the dirty boxing, but Uno is the one who nullifies that. Trying for it again, but Uno seizes that chance to create some space and separate back to the center. There's a couple of weak left-hand jabs, or just left hands rather, that barely register. Can't connect the strikes, but it's the right cross, does Uno. They stand and train the center of the ring. Nothing really happens, though. Can't hit the setup left jab, there's the big right hand. 2 left hands on the counter from Healy. A successful feint from Uno leaves Healy vulnerable now. Jab and another right cross that lands hard. I'm telling you, Pat Healy's taking a lot of big-time shots, though. It has not been phased, as there's a jab and a big right hand that misses, though. 2-punch combination. Healy avoids both of them. That's going to give him that opportunity he needs to grab him halfway point in the first. Trying to pin him against the ropes. He does so. Again, going for the dirty boxing. Has not worked out at all, though. We'd like to see him try something new. Yeah, either in the rest of this first round or starting the second round, because it's just not working. There we go. There's a short left uppercut. A couple of lefts to the stomach. There's a hard stomp now. Deki Nugumo is going to break him up with 3 minutes left in the first. Does some trouble his opponent with a combination ending with a low kick to the legs. Is able to grab him now. Some more wrestling skills. He's trying to push him against the ropes. Yeah, I mean, Pat Healy's got a game plan. Is it the greatest game plan in the world? Not really, but it's finally working out, though, for him. As Uno goes to the ribs, then the head with short punches. Another hard stomp. As he goes to use some dirty boxing again, Carl Uno using his wrestling to prevent it. There's a few quick punches to the side of the head as Uno, and again, Nugumo's going to separate him. But Uno can't hit the strikes, but then catches them with the right hook. They stand and trade in the center of the ring. Nothing really happens at the end, not the first. Yeah, I mean, Carl Uno's really lighting him up. Tough one to call. You know, Pat Healy did land a little bit more shots, but I feel like Carl Uno should win it that round if it was me. As right now, back in the second here, Uno throws a 2-punch combo. Healy avoids both of them. They engage now. Misses the big right hand, and there's a counter of a clean right hand from Carl Uno. Uno's getting a little tired now, which is not a great sign, as he can't connect the strikes, but there's a nice roundhouse kick to the body. 1-2, but Healy avoids both of them. Healy gets a hold of him without taking one shot coming in. Now he's got him pinned again. There's a couple of nice rights to the side of the head. As Uno's again wrestling to prevent any nullifying, any dirty boxing. Does it again, as there's a hard stomp, though. Man, I mean, Carl Uno's doing a great job on the defense here. There's a few punches to the ribs, too. Again, defending it. Nugumo's going to separate him. Healy's now getting a little blown up now. There's a left jab, but Healy avoids the big right. 60 seconds left in the second. Exchange of strikes not producing damage. Constantly trying to pressure him into exchanging strikes. He manages the counter jab. Falls for the feint. 1-2 from Uno, fails to land. Healy steps forward, willing to take a few shots down to end out the round. It's a 1-2, but doesn't land either blow, though. So that was paid off for Pat. That round's a little, interesting, because they're basically one strike difference. Again, I think Carl Uno won that round, though. So Pat's going to have to finish if he wants to win this one. If it was up to me judging. We'll see if the judges agree with me as the final round, though. Because I feel like this one's going to distance. As they stand and trade, nothing can really land. There's a left jab, but misses the vicious right hand. And now Healy's got to hold him again. And again to the ropes. A couple of short right hands to the side of the head. A couple of, and now Uno takes a hard stomp there after stopping the dirty boxing. There's a nice short uppercut. This is a good round for Pat, though. There's some lefts to the side of the stomach, another short left uppercut, another uppercut. Some great uppercuts there. Naguma's going to break him up again. Fatigue's now creeping in for Carl Uno. Let's see if he's going to get caught here. There's a weak flick left-hand jab. Can't connect the sub strikes. There's a right hand, though, from Uno. Moves in, ready to attack. Looked there, but see a shot from Healy, but Uno was more aggressive, took the initiative. Can't connect with the jab. Hits the straight right, though. Minute left. Closes in on Healy, looking to unleash some strikes. Appeared to try to go in and get in close, but Uno took the initiative first. Quick 1-2, doesn't land either blow, though. Uno looks very tired out there. Uno steps forward, and a strike exchange begins. There's a two left hands on the counter from Healy. There's a two-punch combination from Uno, but Healy avoids both of them. Takedown attempt, though. First takedown attempt. And he's got it. He probably should have been doing that the whole time. But we'll see, though. Maybe the judge will give him the first. I score at Carl Uno, but we'll see. Yeah, we got a split. Healy, Uno. Oh, no. Split decision win for Carl Uno. Yeah, I think I agree with that, though. I know, looking at the entire fight, I could see where Pat could definitely get it. He landed a lot of shots. Most of that came from the third, though. But in my opinion, I give it to Carl Uno. But I get it, though. I get it. It's a big win for Carl Uno, 21-10-2. Pat Healy's going to be 16-7, and we're going to send him down the rings. Even though it was a split decision loss, I just don't think it should have been a split decision. And him being an upset again, I just feel like Pat could use a change of scenery there. As he praises his team at the Kata Dojo, he's very responsive to all the fans that came out supporting him. He says it was a tough fight and gives a show of respect to Pat Healy there. So keeping with the lightweights, Jin's Little Evil Pulver taking on Crazy Horse Charles Bennett. This should be pretty exciting compared to what we just saw, especially. We'll see, though, as minus 220 for Jin's Pulver. Can't count out Charles Bennett, even though he doesn't have a team. He's insane. As Mario Yamasaki's our referee, ringside judges. The fight begins. They touch gloves. They meet in the center. Oh, he's off target with a head kick, and now is off balance and gets countered with a powerful left hook. Holy shit! A knockdown. Down goes Pulver. Can Charles Bennett move in quickly and finish this fight off? He does look like it's going to happen. There's some hard shots there with some lefts, as Pulver's eating some sickening heavy shots to the face. Yamasaki's going to leap in to stop the fight as Jin's Pulver is knocked out. What a win for Charles Bennett. You can't stop a crazy man. You just can't do it. And that was incredible. Exactly what I wanted. Perfect. What a win for Charles Bennett. What an upset, too. He thanks his sponsors, all of his fans. He's asked who he'd like to face next. He answers that it'd be a pleasure to smack Yohei Suzuki around a bit. Yeah, he would definitely do that. He's not lying. As the Brazilian killer, Alex Stiebling, taking on Leopoldo Cerro. Let's see if he's going to live up to his namesake. Anytime Alex Stiebling can take on a Brazilian, it's got to happen. It's minus 190 for Alex Stiebling. On the betting lines, plus 150 Brazilian top team for Leopoldo Cerro. It's going to be an interesting one. Interesting one for sure. Alex Stiebling, a wrestling Muay Thai background. Leopoldo Cerro, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. We'll see. This should be very, very interesting. I'm excited to see how it goes. So taking the groom as a referee again, and ringside judges. Here we go. Stiebling steps in, looks to unleash. There's a two-punch combo, but Cerro avoids both of them. Now looking for the takedown, but he couldn't take the initiative. There's a punch. Cerro avoids it again. Looking to move in fast and clinches with him. Trying to muscle him against the ropes. He does so. As Stiebling's got him up against the ropes. Looking for the trip. He's got it. It's not pretty, but he forces him down to the ground. Ends up holding him in a turtle-up position. Pounds away. Is unable to inflict much damage, though. There's a knee strike that's about to be thrown, but Cerro scoots back quickly and springs back to his feet to avoid that. Now Cerro's now the one trying to shoot in. And he's got it. He's got the side control, too. Looking for a knee bar. Stops that from being applied, though. Now he blocks the attempt to pull guard. Looking for an arm triangle. Cerro's going to throw a lot of submissions at him. There's a knee strike underneath. There's taken to the ribs there. Looking for the Kimura now. Trying to think what else he could throw at him. Maybe the Americana. No, back to the knee bar. As that doesn't happen either. Trying to transition his guard. Can't happen, no. Hideganugo's going to stand him up. As I can't hit the step left jab. There's a right cross, though, from Stiebling. And that is now a small gash underneath the eye of Cerro. Moving in fast, Stiebling wrestles his way into a down position. The clinch, trying to muscle him against the ropes. He out-wrestles him, though, as Cerro's now trying to suck him into this guard. Wow, he does so. Great job there. Stiebling blocks the attempted sweep. Now he's trying to pass, and they scramble. Stiebling goes to the scramble. He leaves the leg in, so now Cerro's trying to quickly grab it. And, that's, yeah, Cerro's going to regret that, as he went for the leg lock and definitely risked it. I get it, though. In the first round, you might as well go for it at that point. He's looking to get past the guard, and another scramble begins, as Stiebling ends up having to pull guard, losing out on the scramble. Now looking to get another leg lock in. He's got it this time, though, forcing the win, as that's a great job by Leopoldo Cerro. I mean, Leopoldo Cerro's a problem, that is for sure. Great win, though, getting a leg lock finish. He's going to be someone to watch out for in another upset on this worldwide taping, as Stieblin's going to be 19-7-1. Leopoldo Cerro 23-4-1-1, and he keeps that long-ass winning streak going. As he thanks everyone connected to the Brazilian top team for helping him bear for the fight, and his sponsors supporting and financially showing respect. He praises Stiebling for his skill and toughness. As our co-main event, Sean the Punisher Pearson taking on the Superman, Dennis Hallman. It should be a good one. 17-4, 32-8. Yelm, Washington, Ontario, Canada's crazy. They're only a year difference in just the amount of fights that Dennis Hallman has compared to Sean Pearson. Night and day difference. Wrestling background for Sean Pearson, wrestling jiu-jitsu background for Dennis Hallman. We've seen Sean do pretty well as far as standing goes. He is the underdog going into it, but so far this night, it's been all underdogs. For the most part, it's Minnesota Martial Arts Academy for Sean Pearson. Jackson's submission fighting for Dennis Hallman. Can the champ return to former glory here and get a nice win over Sean Pearson, or will the Punisher keep this run going of just destroying welterweights? We shall see. As our referee, our ringside judges, here we go. There's two quick punches from Hallman that doesn't hit, which Pearson's able to clinch with him, trying to wrestle him against ropes. Doesn't let that stuff be driven back, though, and he gains down position to grapple instead. Yeah, probably shouldn't have tried to out-grapple Dennis Hallman, but I respect the attempt. He's looking to get him out after side control. And he rolls, but he just gives up his back. He's got both hooks in. Oh, boy. Well, there's the rear naked choke. Oh, wow, it doesn't tap out. Holy shit. Looking for it again, though, and he fights it off again. I cannot believe. Now he's just trying to ground and pound him now. A couple of nasty punches there. Some more right hands. Just kind of going away from the rear naked choke. I figured he'd probably go after he landed these shots, but Pearson's trying to survive. It's not happening. Some more right hands. Still trying to pound away with strikes. I mean, this is just not good at all. It's went a little too long. I wish the ref would have stood him up by this point, as he's still trying to get the hooks free, but he can't. Still trying to get the hooks free, he can't. Pounds away, but Pearson's not even, he's in trouble by the strikes now, so it's just kind of a waste. Boy, he's just, I mean, that was the entire round after he got the hooks in. Terrible from that referee. Should have stood him up a long, long time ago, but you see there, almost 70 strikes were landed in 10 minutes. That's a lot. And we'll see what happens in the second. Sean is going to have to just finish him at this rate. There's no way he's going to come back in enough time, but there's two left jabs and a straight right from Dennis Hallman. Can't connect with the jab. There's a nice straight in again. Another straight right after failing on the jab. Fails to land any of the strikes, ending with a combo, ending with a slithering kick, and that kick was too slow and ends up getting caught. Looking for the takedown. Can't even get the takedown. Push him against the ropes, and I was putting all that weight on him. Yeah, they're just going to remain there. I mean, this was hoping for a bit of a barn burner, and this has been the exact opposite. As Hallman now works enough space to slip out and back to the center. Where he goes. Now Hallman's a little tired, but he connects with a nice jab and a right cross, though, and doesn't trouble with his opponent with a combination, triple punch combination. Seizing that chance to grab him into a clinch again. Trying to push him against the ropes. He does so. He's got him up against the ropes, but again, just trying to smother him. Which then, they get out of it, as there's a left jab, and Pearson steps back to avoid the high right head kick to end out the second. Yeah, I mean, Sean's going to have to do more than that. Not great. Very disappointed by this performance, as he figured, having the underdog go in there, you can't just lay on him. You got to actually try and finish the guy. As Hallman steps in, looks to unleash, and he appeared to be trying to get in close. Hallman took the initiative. There's a wide hook to the body, but Pearson avoids it, and there's a left hand and a straight right from Hallman. Left jab and a right hand again. Maybe coming in, aiming to get in close, but Hallman again aggressively took the initiative. Another left hand and a right hand. I mean, fair fucks to Sean Pearson that he has not even been close to being finished. I know at the beginning of the first, he got him a couple of times, but he didn't even rock him, really. Jab lands from Hallman. Pearson dodges the right roundhouse body kick. As Hallman moves in, on Pearson parrying the throw, as Pearson again may have been aiming to get in close, but Holman's just pushing the pace, and there's a jab, but misses the vicious right hand. There's a jab and a low kick to the legs. Holman's now feeling that fatigue again, and then the hands are starting to lower just a fraction now, halfway point in the third. Pearson's gym fucked him, or whoever decided on this game plan. Maybe just can't outstrike Dennis Holman, though. That could be a very, very strong possibility. As connects to the jab, but Pearson evades the big right. Pearson warily circling, looking for the opening he needs to get some grappling started again. There's a left hand and a right hand. Moving in and out of range, hoping to tempt Holman into a reckless strike and leave an opening to grapple. Jab hits Holman, then hits the right hand. Can't hit the step left jab, but there's a straight right. Two-punch combo. Pearson avoids both of them. Holman is just gassed at this point. Comes in looking to strike. Left hand, but misses the vicious right hand. Left jab and a straight right. As then Holman just kind of knows that this one's over with. The left hand and a low kick to the legs to end it out. Unanimous decision win for Dennis Holman. I mean, complete domination. Was not even close, really. As, Dennis Holman over 100 strikes. Wasn't close. I mean, pour one out for Sean Pearson. As Dennis Holman gives an inject over on that Jackson submission fighting, all of his various sponsors, all of his friends, family, and supporters. The interviewer asked to be interested in the fight next year. Implies that John Lucio would be a tough challenge and be one to be interested in trying, yeah? Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, but our main event, Alistair, the Demolition Man Overeem, taking on Big Ben Rothwell in our main event. 13-6, 12-5. You got a couple of big-ass heavyweights here. Both men over 6'5", both men over 240 pounds. That's going to be a tough one. This one can end in 5 seconds. This is going to be crazy. It's minus 110 for Alistair Overeem, plus 100 for Ben Rothwell. Yeah, this is going to be nuts. As Diggy Maguma was our referee, was hoping it'd be Big John McCarthy, but that's okay. As our ringside judges, fight begins. As Overeem ignoring the offer to touch gloves. Exchange strikes, but nothing really happens, though. As he initiates exchange of strikes, there's a counter jab from Rothwell. Jab hits home from Overeem, then catches Rothwell with a right hook. Attacks with strikes, there's two left hands on the counter. Can't connect with the step strikes, and hits Rothwell with a straight right. Moving forward constantly, Overeem pressuring Rothwell. He hits a counter left hand. Lands a flurry of 4 quick punches, misses the right to the body now. As Overeem comes forward on the attack, there's a counter jab again. There's a left jab and nothing but air on the big right. Rothwell studying his opponent, looking for that opportunity he needs. They meet in the center again. Overeem's off target with a left jab and also attempted shot to the body. That could have gave him that chance, but nope, he deals with two punches without issue. Scar remaining solid. They stand and trade. Nothing really happens, though. Again, standing and trading, nothing really happens. As Rothwell appeared to be trying to get in close, but Overeem took the initiative. Jab hits home, and there's a high right head kick to the side of the head. I can't believe that did not phase him. That is nuts. As he stand and trade blows, nothing really happens, as now Overeem just strutting around the ring like he owns the place. No, just not a fear in the world for Ben Rothwell. As they come together and strike, slipping past the right hook and attacks with a right cross. I mean, that's just what a K1 background will get you. I mean, when you're an unbelievable Muay Thai stand-up striker against someone like Rothwell, who does have a kickboxing background and someone that big, it's levels to it. He comes forward and forces a strike exchange. Fires up a counter jab, doesn't connect though. Flurry of 3 punches from Overeem. Sees 2 of them land, and the following leg kick misses though. Forces exchange of strikes as he misses a left hand in the exchange there. Quick flurry of 4 punches from Overeem. Sees all of them hit home and then hits a nice straight right hand. Halfway point, 2 fighters engage with strikes. Neither can land anything worthwhile. So Overeem attacks with strikes. There's a left hand in the exchange. Moves in behind 5 quick punches. 3 of them finding a home, but Rothwell avoids the low kick. That's the setup. 2 fighters stand and trade strikes, but neither can land anything damaging. Overeem forces exchange of strikes. Tries to hit a jab and misses. Gets suckered in by a feint. He's left exposed as he can't connect with the jab, but there's the big right hand. Comes forward on the attack. Jab in the exchange, a 1-2. Doesn't land either blow. There's Overeem. Overeem's about to get gassed out, though, which is not a great sign. They meet in the center. Overeem slipping past the right hook and counters with a jab and a left hand to the body. Lands the left hand in the exchange as Rothwell. There's a quick flurry as Overeem lands 2 of the 4 punches, but Rothwell avoids the big right. As Rothwell missing the right hand, and there's coming in off balance now. Overeem attacks with a left kick to the body. Comes forward and the 2 fighters stand and trade blows. Rothwell hits a jab in the exchange. Overeem uses the left jab, but Rothwell dodges the right roundhouse body kick. I guess it just doesn't matter which side. It's just a roundhouse body kick. As there's a left jab, but Rothwell avoids a big right. Can't connect with the step strikes, and there's a low kick, though. There's a left jab and a big right hand from Overeem, a defensive jab from Rothwell. Punch, but Rothwell's equal to it. And now his corner, they got a minute. He's looking to try to finish this round here. Overeem hits the left hand, but misses the attempt to the body. Defensive jab again from Rothwell. He connects with the jab, but Rothwell avoids the low kick. That's the setup. As, oh wow, he hears a fan shout his name in response by pointing them and nodding. That's pretty awesome. As Rothwell may have been aiming to get in close, but Overeem aggressively took the initiative. So can't connect with the jab, then lands another leg kick. Another left hand and a straight right to end out the round. I mean, that was all Hollister Overeem. Most of those were just counter jabs just to land. It's going to be a long night for Ben Rothwell, unless he's just trying to tire him out. Could definitely be a strong possibility. Let's see what happens in the second here. As there's a punch, but Rothwell was equal to it. As Overeem's looking very tired out there, and they right on cue comes in for the takedown. Doesn't happen though. Partially defends it. He's got him up against the ropes though. So let's see what happens here. As he's not going to be able to break it. That is a big ass man to be up against you like that. And they're just hitting each other short punches to the body and the side of the head. Again, Rothwell's just keeping him there, looking for a sweep now, and he's got it. Boy, oh boy, as Overeem brings him down, or gets brought down, as Rothwell throws a couple punches designed to keep him guessing. Again, some more punches. He's just throwing punches to throw punches. I get it. After losing that first, you got to get something on the board, and he certainly did. As Overeem pulls him in close from the bottom, a couple of short punches to the side of the head to end out the round. Yeah, I mean, that was all Big Ben there. That's exactly what he wanted. Overeem's tired. He's fucked. That's going to be a big win for Big Ben, though. Comes in with the takedown in the third. Doesn't get it, though, but again, it happened last time. He's just going to push up against the ropes and get the trip. Oh, and he's giving up his back. And he's got the rear naked choke. No hooks needed. Ben Rothwell. It's insane for a guy of that size to have that stamina. Because, I mean, he was getting some shots in, too. Definitely was more on the defense and, just tired him out. Overeem just couldn't go the entire fight. And that was just a great game plan from Ben Rothwell. To tire him out in the second, start the wrestling, and that's exactly what he did. And another big win for an upset. Ben Rothwell's going to be a problem. I mean, he already has been, but if he has that type of stamina still, I mean, he's only in his 20s still. Very strong possibility that's going to happen. Is giving thanks. Rothwell praises his team of Roof Sport. Is very responsible to the fans who came out sport, and he gives a show of respect to his opponent. And he's only 27 still. Great card, though. Really, the only thing that was kind of was Dennis Hallman and Sean Pearson. Even then, that was an average fight. Well, the Pat Healy-Carl Luna fight wasn't great either. But, I mean, Leopoldo Cerro with an upset. Charles Bennett with an awesome upset. Ben Rothwell with the upset, too. Jardine gets his win back. A pretty fun worldwide. And there was about 5,000 strong. Got 1 million gate. Decreased our pop in Russia and Australia. Luckily, it was only a point, but that's is what it is there. We'll give performance bonuses for Rothwell, for Leopoldo, and for Charles Bennett. Even for Keith Jardine, too. Keith Jardine, pretty great. So, a lot of performance bonuses. But I think everybody deserved them. Made $2 million. Dennis Allman making a good chunk of change there. As that's crazy. Rumble and Jesse Forbes made $6 grand together combined. Those prelim guys aren't making a whole lot, but goddamn though. I mean, the main event definitely delivered. A lot of fun that was. Hell yeah! Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time as we make history with Girl Power crowning, or not crowning, rather. We're having our first women's fights of the tournament. And we'll see who's going to go on to the second round of that tournament to decide who will be, the champion. One of those 8 women. We'll see. Should be pretty exciting. I know that much, as I think it's only a couple of, not even a couple of weeks, just a week away in the game. So that is pretty awesome, as we'll get you guys there. Take care, everyone.